Absolutely right.
Yeah, we do plan
At 4 o'clock, the Campaign for Liberty National began delivering over 120,000 petition signatures to members of the Congress and Senate. There are over 10,000 petition signatures being delivered to Senator Webb alone at his Senate office in D.C. I had here, before I started the talk, 2,498 petition signatures that I gathered from just 4 counties. I'm sure I have a great many more now. I have here also our is it Charlottesville or Albemarle? I have here Albemarle. Albemarle and Charlottesville coordinator Jack Fox.
All right.
Would you like to speak to our group for a moment? Would you care to speak to our group for a moment?
Nancy's going to speak about the Fed.
Nancy's going to speak about the Fed? Come on, Nancy, you're among friends here. Nancy helped out in Albemarle County and Charlottesville as well. She's been a great defender of liberty for at least a couple of years. I've been in the trenches with her. Take it away,
thank you all for coming. We've been working on this for a long, long time. Back September 10th, Jack and I and a few other people attended the press conference that Ron Paul held before the November election, and one of his messages, of course, was to vote for a third-party candidate, but also he was adamant about auditing the Federal Reserve, which first started out as end the Federal Reserve, and then the attention, it seemed to be a mightier following if we brought the attention in the respect of auditing the Federal Reserve. We can get nonpartisan people on board, anybody, an American. This is for any American and not just political parties. So I'm happy you're here today, and let's get things done. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Hey, one thing before we get, I want y'all to notice we got a flag on the pole this time.
All right.
Where before when we were here, I don't think there was, I know there wasn't a flag there.
Well, there wasn't.
There wasn't a flag. But while we have the flag here and the flag there, we ought to do a pledge of allegiance.
Absolutely. Would you like to lead us in that?
Sure. Almost. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There's some powerful words in that.
There is. Now this is a citizens rally out here. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to say to the group?
I can't help
Please
it.
step forward. You're among friends.
I'd like to add a footnote to the D.C. rally. I was up there with the Green Bank group, just around in Richmond. I was on one of 3 buses from Beaver Dam that went up there, and we were scheduled to get into Union Station, which holds 500 buses by itself, and we couldn't. It was blocked. There were so many people there, we could not get in. In my conversation with the Union Station guy, I get no refund for the 3 buses. However, I got the pleasure of knowing that they've never been shut down before. It's the first time in history Union Station has been blocked. Thank you.
When we got back, I went on a socialist website. They reported 17,000 bitter, angry fascists arrived in Washington.
And racist.
How many
Got
of those
racist, too.
people are here?
Yeah, they're all racist too. Was that on NBC?
CNN.
Who all has a video camera here?
Yes.
Got a couple? I would suggest we might want to get a couple more. I don't know how many of you are on the Virginia Citizens for BCDL, Virginia Citizens Defense mailing list. But they, on there they noted an incident with a police officer coming up to someone with an empty holster. They tried to make her take it off, and then she was about to be arrested.
Pat Webb.
But
Pat Webb.
yeah, until the cops saw that there were video cameras around, and he walked away. That's our safety. wherever you do, whether you're here or in Washington, carry some video cameras with you, because they don't want to have that on the video.
And while we were talking, we were being videoed from over there.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
I got him too.
I would add a little, Donna, thank you, from Charlottesville, Albemarle County, one of our good medical friends there, and Friend for Freedom, Dr. John Hunt, was on the radio show, John Schilling's show, if anybody's familiar, this covered Central Virginia, last week, and he was there, of course, to talk about the health bill and did a good job. This is a call-in show. He purposely had his speech ready to interject Campaign for Liberty and Audit the Fed. And it turned out beautifully as we all listened. Some call in that he did such a good job for us, he was able to mention the Fed, this bill. Afterwards, he made arrangements with Mr. Schilling to be on the show again for the entire 1-hour program to be the Fed bill 1207. He has emailed us today. He had already said his regrets. He's overseas. He's reading Hayek today, wishing us luck here, and giving us the date of September the 25th, when we will have that 1-hour program spread over 5 counties on Federal Reserve transparency. On a personal note, I would like to say this today. My true beliefs, Ron Paul is my hero. I have learned everything from him. He's the most influential thing that happened in my long life. I really got into the Constitution. I know we have to get back to the Constitution. I know that's the simple answer. And very smart people studied history and gave us our Constitution. I know that our leaders, the elite, the people behind the curtain, whoever, but I know it's my government, took us away from the Constitution. And I was spinning my wheels trying to get back when we've been away from it so long. And as I continued learning, I realized it's the Federal Reserve that must go before we can get the Constitution back. So my entire focus is on ending the Fed. Dr. Paul, my hero, was smart enough again, as he had presented bills each year for I don't know when in the Fed, this time Fed transparency, and we, the people, were ready. Our economy is ready, the people are ready, and this is the answer, and it's the first step toward that final solution, which is our Constitution. Thank you.
That's right. Thank you, Jack.
I would also introduce Susan from Albemarle County, Lincoln-Bach. That was at the 912, the big leader in that, and give a few words.
I was also at the rally this Saturday. I drove up Friday night to stay at my brother's house outside of D.C. My dad, who's 81, and I went in. We went to the Vienna train station. If you're familiar with that, it's right in the middle of 66, and it has ramps that go across 66, both north and south, to get to the parking areas. We waited in line 2 hours to get to the ticket area of the train station to get on the metro to go into D.C. We didn't arrive in D.C. until about 1 o'clock at the Federal Triangle stop. At that point, there were so many people coming out who had been there since 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning.